Seed beads are not called seed beads because they're so teeny tiny that they look almost like little tiny seeds. They're called seed beads because they literally are seed beads. If you plant them deep into the table, and then you water them with little bits and ends of the wire wrap wire that you didn't use before, it nourishes them. And then you just give them time, and eventually they germinate and begin to grow into larger and larger beads. Eventually, they begin to grow into little bead trees. Whose fruit can be harvested when the time is right, until it grows into a mighty bead tree. And when the beads are ripe, you can pick them. Yummy. This tutorial will work for any stone that is drilled straight through top to bottom, especially a stone that's more flat. I'm using 20 gauge wire here. This is silver plated, non-tarnished wire, but you can use any color or style you like. About 2.5 feet to be on the safe side. Put the wire through the stone. Bring the stone to the middle of the wire. Put a bend and a bend to lock the stone in, going opposite ways. Decide which part of your stone is the top. Make your loop at the top. You can wrap it around a pen or use your round nose pliers, or just let the wire just find its own loop. I often find that's not that hard. And you can roll it to the size you want. Once you get it to the size you want, give it a half turn to lock it in. And then fold the top part down and the bottom part up. Somewhere in the bottom of your piece, sometimes in the corner or the middle, cross these wherever you want to and start to make them chase each other around in a circle, and that creates a very nice spiral. And press it occasionally against the stone to get it flat. We're always pressing against the stone to get it flat every now and then as we move and make new shapes with the wire. So you can wrap around as many times as you want. You can make the spiral tight or loose. Once you're happy with the size and shape of your spiral, which I am now, then we can start to put our little seed beads on. I got these from Michael's Crafts. It was like $2. They were on sale. Normally they're just $4, but look at this. This is like, first of all, this is like a bead octopus. Secondly, this is enough to make like 40 pieces or 50. I don't know. Let's see. There's definitely a lot in here. And I like how these are kind of earth tone, and they'll go really well with this piece, which is also kind of earth tone, but in a little different way. If you find your seed beads are hard to pick up with your fingers, you can use tweezers. Not all seed beads will fit 20 gauge. If you're having trouble, see if you can get 22 gauge. That will also work. I was going to thread these all the way up and then do my designs and let the beads go around with the designs, but these beads are difficult to get on here and this is tedious. So I'm just going to skip. I'm going to put some beads on and then do my loops and then put some more beads and see how that comes out. So over here I'm ready to do a loop. I'm going to bend this and make another loop before I go to the top. Now I'm going to wrap it once around the top loop to lock it in. Now let's see what's going on with this strand. Let's put some beads on there. And then we're going to fold it over the back here. And on the back we're going to bring these two together. And we're going to twist them twice. It kind of locks the pattern so nothing is loose and able to be snagged. And then we're going to come back around up here, do some more patterns. So first we'll put on some beads. Okay, I took a few more off of that one because there were too many for me to do the loop where I want to do it. So now we're going to put these two together, press them tight against the stone, and make a loop with both at the same time. We're going to pull them separate so that they kind of separate a little bit. Make like that pattern. Now I'm just going to put a few beads on each side. And now we'll make our last loop, which will be right here. And we will do another double one, but this time we're going to make it really tight. Tiny, tiny little one. So pressing it. I'm always molding it across the shape of the stone to try to get everything where I want it to be. And look at these beads I want them to stay in the front. That's one thing I definitely want. They're trying to hide behind the stone. All right, just press that. Make sure the strands don't separate and roll it really tight. This will be the tightest loop of all of them. Sometimes if things look more bunched up than you want, you got to kind of move them. So like this pattern here, I'm going to slide it across the stone a little further back. And this one, I'm going to slide it a little further down. So then I can move this one more across the face of the stone. And finally, I'm going to lock this in. Wrap it around both strands together around the top loop. Pretend it's a face and give it like a scarf. Stack the wraps as I come around till I'm high enough up that I'm happy. And pull them up a little bit of a diagonal, cut them halfway across the loop, a little bit less, tuck them in, push both little ends towards the middle of that little bowl that was made by the scarf, and then pinch them deep down into the bowl so they'll be tight, everything is tucked and stuck, and nothing will come out and scratch anyone. Now these guys, we've got to fix how they keep trying to run around the back. Get them back up there, get up there, and we'll do that by giving this a little crimp. We don't want the crimp to show from the people looking at the front of it, but if we do it just right, just give it a little crimp right there, like that. Now those beads are stuck, they can't go any further. And we'll do the same with this one, even though these, those are pretty good. We'll give it a little crimp right here, just so in case somebody brushes against it the wrong way and tries to shove the beads back there. So put even one more little crimp right there. So now they're not going to get in the back. All right, now let's move everything a little bit more where we want it. Put another little crimp right here on this one. Just put a few crimps on this. This back is not tight at all, and we want it much tighter. So everything's locked in much better. And then we check the front, make sure, did we move anything out of place by crimping the back? It's possible. If it is, you just move it back. But this looks pretty good to me, and I think we're ready. You could turn this a quarter turn, put the chain through it, or you can put 3 little jump rings, or 4 or 5. That's what I like to do. And then give it a nice pretty chain and or a nice cord, and we're all set.